it's Andrew. So this is going to be a video showing you how to set up the M1 MacBook Pro for a desk setup without the use of a Thunderbolt monitor, docking station, or hub adapter. Before we start, if you could just hit the like and subscribe button, that'd be awesome. Little bit of backstory if you're not familiar with my videos. I previously had the Samsung CJ791 monitor, which is a Thunderbolt capable monitor, and I purchased all the accessories in this video really specific for that monitor with the use of the Thunderbolt capability, which allowed you to divert needing like a hub adapter or docking station. The issue I ran into though was the CJ791 on the edge of the screen. It was lifting off and there was light shining through. Ultimately I sent it back to Samsung and they couldn't repair or replace it through the warranty, so they gave me a refund. And so currently I'm in limbo where I don't have an external monitor. And today when I was working at my desk, I was just playing with kind of the different accessories and set up my desk with how it looks behind you. And I was actually really surprised that you can actually set up the M1 MacBook Pro with a good setup without needing a hub adapter or docking station, which is surprising because if you look on YouTube or different videos online, the majority of people say you need that, and I wanted to show you kind of the setup I was able to do with just the built-in features on the MacBook Pro, and kind of see if this might solve your the limitations if you're kind of in a similar situation where you don't have an external monitor or docking station or anything like that. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to set up the camera closer so you can see what I have connected, and we'll go over each thing one by one. Okay, so here's my current setup for the M1 MacBook Pro. What you'll find with the M1 MacBook Pro is on the top left-hand side here, you only have two separate Thunderbolt 3 ports. And then on the right-hand side here, you have an auxiliary out port for either connecting to a speaker or mic, headphone. And so the majority of people, when you look on videos online or when they talk about setting up their desk setup for the M1 MacBook Pro, they kind of suggest getting a docking station, a hub adapter, or a USB C or Thunderbolt monitor to connect everything you need for the MacBook Pro. And what I'm going to do in this video is go over all the different features you can get or accessories you can connect with the built-in ports for the MacBook Pro. And so first we'll talk about the speakers. So these are Presonus Eris E3.5 speakers. How I have it connected is they're connected from the back port on the actual speaker to the auxiliary out cable here. This allows me to play music directly through the speakers without connecting to anything else. The nice part about the speakers is they have volume settings on the front, so I can raise or lower the volume directly here. There's an on-off switch, and then there's also an auxiliary in cable in the front. And so when I don't have this connected through my computer itself, I'm able to either connect my iPhone or something else directly to the speaker, and I can stream it separately doing that. But these are really good quality speakers that are about like $80 to $100. This is the non-Bluetooth version, but they came out more recently with a Bluetooth version where you can stream directly from your phone onto the speaker through Bluetooth. But they're a little bit pricier, so I ended up with these because they're more affordable. But this is a great starter speaker for a desk setup. I highly recommend them. I've done separate videos on that. So that's the speakers. They're connected through the auxiliary port here. Separately, I have the laptop on a Bestand or Bestand T1 station, which is this stand here. It's an aluminum design and it has rubber in different parts to allow the laptop to stay flush on the stand and not slide. It's relatively affordable, about like $40 or so. But once you throw it on, it fits really well for the 13-inch and it doesn't slide at all. It's pretty sturdy. The nice part about this is it has this area underneath where you can throw like your keyboard or your mouse in that region. So it gives you plenty of space at your desk setup to either read a book or work on something else without needing all this space here, and like it allows you to declutter your desk, which is a nice feature. The other thing is ergonomically it allows you to elevate your laptop to a higher height or a higher line of view, which is much more ergonomic, so you're not hunched over the laptop when you look at it. So this is a good kind of setup from that standpoint. But that's the actual laptop stand. And then in front of you here I have my wireless keyboard. So this is the Keychron K4 keyboard. I've done separate videos on that, but the nice part about this keyboard is it connects wirelessly and in a wired version. So currently when I'm using it, this is in the wireless version, so it'll directly go through the features on the MacBook Pro once you set it up, so that once it's activated, I can type and use the keyboard wirelessly, and there's no issues there. So it eliminates a connection that you need with these ports. So if you get a wireless keyboard, you can directly use use it with a computer without getting a separate port, so it eliminates that. The one caveat here is for the Keychron K4, you do have to charge it. It has to charge through a USB C port. That's what, or USB, it comes with a USB-A cable, but you have to use the USB C port here to charge it. And so whenever it starts approaching being dead, what I do is I just connect it for a brief period of time to one of these ports, and that allows it to recharge it in the interval time before it like goes dead. So that's one aspect there. So that's how you get a keyboard and you get it wirelessly. You can also connect it in a wired version if you want to connect the cable here. You will need a USB-C adapter here to connect it, but that's kind of your discretion. But a wireless version is pretty good, and I recommend this keyboard. So that's keyboard. And then we're talking about mouse or mice. So this is the Logitech G305 mouse. The nice part about this is it's wireless as well. The caveat here is it does need the dongle to connect to the actual computer. And so you need a dedicated port at all times for this. And so what I have here is the Syntech USB C to USB-A adapter. And so what I do is just throw the dongle directly into this adapter and throw it here. And it functions effectively where I can use the mouse at all times directly from the desk from a distance. So that's all the setup for there. What I'll do say is currently this is like a workaround for not having a monitor. I will say that I believe that I should be able to get around needing a hub adapter or docking station even for a monitor with this setup. What I'll probably do is this port is dedicated for the mouse, but this power cable for the MacBook Pro also functions as a power cable and a Thunderbolt 3 monitor or Thunderbolt 3 port. Once I kind of decide on a monitor, what I'm thinking is I should be able to connect directly out this port to the monitor without needing anything else. And the nice part of about that is I should be able to use this in clamshell mode where it's closed like this and be able to stream through the Thunderbolt 3 port to the monitor with all these accessories attached. And so it kind of gets you around needing a hub adapter or docking station for all those features, which is something that I didn't even know was feasible, which is pretty cool. So this kind of is a long-winded video, but it does go over all the features you can get with the M1 MacBook Pro with all the ports. So if the only thing you need are a keyboard, wireless mouse, speakers, and then the power cable, this is everything you get with this setup. If you need something in addition to that, you'll probably need some sort of hub adapter or docking station to function more because you don't have an extra port to plug in. The one thing you could do is you could probably get around by not charging the computer or not connecting it immediately. So you could put an extra USB-C adapter here and plug in that way. So if you needed like an external hard drive or an external USB-C port or something like that, you could plug it in here. But when you needed to charge the computer itself, you would have to kind of take that out and replug it in order to do that. So that's kind of everything I had for this video. I just want to kind of show you what that is. You can check out my other videos on the Samsung CJ791 and what I had for a setup with all these accessories for that. The only other thing I believe I had was I had a monitor light bar for the monitor itself. But with this setup, you can't really feasibly use that. That monitor light bar would need a separate powered port as well in order to plug in for power as well for the light. So I hope that helps those of you that don't have an external monitor, because the majority of videos on YouTube show like a USB-C monitor or Thunderbolt monitor. And this is a way to kind of connect a lot of the features you need with just the MacBook Pro itself. So if you have questions or comments, please post them below. I will put a link to all these different accessories in the description as well if you're interested in purchasing it. But thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my videos. Thanks a lot for watching.